So welcome everyone for another stream, and we've got another special guest with us today. Um, so we're going to be doing a continuation of blocking and staging. There's going to be a little bit of like rebuilding on my end today with the CYBERPHONK project, but alongside us we've also got Ajeet, who I've been speaking to on and off for probably a few years now. We just kind of stayed in communications with each other and given feedback and checked each other's projects out. So yeah, it's really cool to have you here, and also a very active person in our streams as usual. So it's really cool to see you kind of actually take part in the stream itself. So yeah, welcome. And what I'll have you do is, again, just introduce yourself, maybe explain a little bit of your background, where you've worked, where you're currently working, and then we'll have a look at your project.
Hey guys, my name is Ajeet. I'm a 3D animator. I started out working for mobile games, doing 2D art and like sprite animations, and then later found my way into animating for TV. And right now I'm animating in games like cinematics and gameplay for a AAA title. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very cool, man.
And polish my shop. Working on my reel on the side.
Awesome. It'd be really cool to see what you're working on today, and maybe take us through what your plan is and the purpose of the shot and that kind of thing.
So this is a fun shot that it started out as a post test and ended up being a 500 frame shot, which is like killing me right now.
Classic.
I'll play it and then maybe like give a little context. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I didn't have much of a range in my demo reel, so I decided maybe having a quadruped and animating something that's like pushed and cartoony would kind of give a variety, or like in my demo reel. So that was kind of like the purpose of the shot, which I started out. But I started dabbling around with the camera. It was first like a basic setup, and the camera was set in like ground level, but then in order to make it interesting, I thought, how would it be if it was like recording it and showing the dog that he chewed through the shoe and trying to capture that he's feeling guilty. So that's pretty much the idea of this entire shot. And yeah, I'm getting there, I guess. I hope the performance is right.
Yeah, no, for sure. We were looking through this together just a couple of days ago, and yeah, Ajit was just asking for a little bit of my feedback, and I think a lot of the beats are already working, you know. I think really from here, like we were just discussing, is like, if it really depends on your intention with like stylization, but it sounds like you do want to push it a bit more. So yeah, I think like all the main structure is there. Maybe there's like some small tweaks to performance in terms of like their attitude through some of it.
Yeah.
But I think in general it's just a case of pushing it now. So yeah, it's in a really good spot.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, your notes are pretty spot on. I'm gonna have to like push and pull my timeline left and right to add in some of the beats that you mentioned.
Sure. Yeah, a little bit of retiming, maybe.
Yeah. I did a huge mistake when I started the shot. I didn't start it at like frame number 1. I ended up starting it in like a minus 100 or something, and then now I'm like, I don't even know.
Just pre-roll.
I'm like minus 120, and then going to like positive 3 for like plus 2. Like it's like worse setup, but yeah, I need to fix that.
Brilliant. I've got actually, I will have a couple of questions for you in a moment, but what I'll do is I'll also just introduce the progress we've done on CYBERPHONK and what I'll be doing today, and then yeah, we can carry on as we're chatting. So yeah, what I can do is I can show you the progress we made last week with Adam on stream with us, who's also in the chat now. So great to see you here, Adam. So yeah, I'll play through what progress we made there, and then I'll just go through what I plan to do today.
That looks great.
Thanks. It's getting there. There's still a couple of tweaks in that area that I do want to rework, but only small tweaks. But yeah, so today the main thing that's going to be the challenge for me is, as I mentioned last stream, is as I go through certain beats, there's certain ideas and concepts that I have in mind that require me to slightly readapt the set. And sometimes I've done that off stream, but I feel like some people do find it insightful to also see that process. So this also is going to be a very specific one that, for me, without it, I've been going back and forth about how to visually demonstrate it, but I do feel like I have an idea for it now, which is essentially when we get right now, as we're going through the set and we're in this kind of territory down here, as we're going through this, as she kind of we just kind of got to this part here where she runs through, she swings on this canopy, drops down and slides, and then she's going to drop down, run around, and then enter into this bar at the end. But the thing that was always a bit of a disconnect is at the very beginning of the piece, she shoots something, but we don't know what. And then people are after her, but we don't know what she really did. And I kind of wanted that to be a little bit of a mystery that then kind of gets presented at the end. And so I had this idea of there being a crime scene, which we kind of pull out. We kind of take our focus a little bit less on her and more on the crime scene, so that we see, oh, she assassinated someone, and then she's kind of like walking past them unsuspectedly. So the part that I need to build today is that crime scene. I'm not going to go like detailed, but just enough to give me a staging for the camera, because if I start posing the character now and then I restage the camera, it's all going to be for nothing, right? Then like the poses don't work as well. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that today. And I was also just explaining to Ajeet off stream that I've been like simplifying the sets just so it makes it more functional to work with. So this is the most like simplified version of the sets that she runs through. But look what happens when I turn on the detailing models. You ready for this?
Okay. Don't tell. Oh my god.
Look how dense that is. And at some point I've got to texture this stuff.
Oh my god.
So yeah, there's a lot going on. But I am gonna there's gonna be certain things that I want to rework, some assets I've collected that I'm gonna set dress with. Some of this stuff you don't even see in camera, but it's really cool. So there's definitely gonna be some shuffling around of stuff. Like I think this building in general that she kind of like lands on and goes down the window, I can probably keep the window, but the building is basically a brick right now. So I could probably swap some of this stuff out to like make it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, there's one part in here I forgot to extract. So it's these two signs that she drops down. She's going to land on this one, and it's not currently part of that basic set. So I'm just going to extract that, and then I'm going to start set dressing the crime scene today, and then we'll continue blocking. But without that part, I don't think my camera's going to work. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. And then yeah, you will probably see a little bit more of the juicy refining and like pushing stuff on Ajeet's side. So it should be a nice mix of both things there.
Go. I'm looking at your shot with all these detailed models, and then I'm just sitting here with a waist.
I will say this though, sometimes simple is better. So I'm probably shooting myself in the foot here, really.
Oh my god.
Like, I would say that in your case, the environment is very much like kind of giving a space for the characters to really present themselves. Whereas with my piece, the environment is kind of as much of a character as is the characters themselves. And it's kind of cool seeing her traverse, but I wouldn't say it's like necessarily as compelling as what could also be happening around her. So I kind of yeah, this is like I said in the last stream, this is very much like an artistic challenge and endeavor than it is more like I want to show off my animation skills.
Yeah.
So yeah, the environment is going to play a very big part in all of that. But cool. Yeah.
I should ask your advice. Like, do you think it would clutter my scene if I like add like, I don't know, maybe like a couch or like maybe a dining table?
Yeah, I think you could definitely have something in there, yeah, to kind of fill out that space and put in a compositional way frame the dog more.
Yeah.
Because everything is very horizontal right now. And I know you've got like the vertical stripes on the wall, which is nice, but it might be nice to break it up and make it feel more organic if there's like a slight diagonal in something. And you can probably use that with like a table, like you say, like a dining table or something, like a coffee table off to the side down there. Yeah, I think that could be quite nice.
You have that. I was thinking like maybe a lamp hanging on the up top, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And photo frames just to show something.
Yeah, for sure. So I need to extract these. Just call those signs. And then I need to delete this stuff.
Gonna refine section by section instead of looking at 200 frames.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just shrink it down, focus on a section at a time.
Yeah.
Now I can remove that stuff. Let's bring that signs back in. How have you found the transition to games then? When you were doing, correct me if I'm wrong, was it Bardell you were at before?
No, I was at Icon.
Icon, that's the one. Yes.
Yeah. To be honest, like in games right now, there's a lot of mocap and keyframing at the same time. So yeah, it's getting us to like 50 to 70%, and then you're just like refining, which is good in a way. But I guess you're not in full control, because I don't know, it's like a TV mindset where you're handling like sequences and you're like thinking about lip sync or like cartoony actions or like the performance or whatever. And this one's just like body mechanics heavy. You got to make sure the combats are reading properly when they're like hitting the buttons in the controller. It's definitely a new world for me, and yeah, it's interestingly complex, I would say, because I'm not used to it. I'm just treating it as like, okay, it's just animation, just like anything else, so nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you guys like pick up stuff from like Motion Builder and then put it into Maya, or like what's that pipeline process?
Yeah, wait, Motion Builder is you're stitching mocaps, right?
Yes.
Right, yeah, something similar to that, yeah.
Gotcha.
But we get the data, or we use certain tools where we like record ourselves.
Okay.
And that's gonna get you to a starting point. And then you're just like refining it from there.
That's cool.
But most of the time, that first base of mocap which you shoot is gonna go directly into the engine just to like double check if you're like going in the right direction.
Right.
Instead of wasting time polishing it and then it doesn't work. So yeah, that's a learning curve for me. You worked in games as well, right? But
it was all keyframe though.
Mainly cinematics?
Yeah, it was cinematics. I did, when I first joined Moon, they were like, they were quite open to what we wanted to do. Like, definitely my skill set has been more in cinematic, and that's what they wanted to hire me for. But they were quite flexible, being like, oh yeah, if you want to do some gameplay stuff, then just let us know. So I don't think there was any guys who were initially in cinematics that moved over to gameplay, or vice versa. But there was a couple of us who wanted to do like a hybrid thing. So like we were mostly in cinematics, but we would get given an occasional gameplay thing. And then there was occasionally the gameplay lead at the time would come and help and do it like a cinematic short, like a clip.
Right.
Right. But as things started to pile up and there was like more cinematics coming in, and we were a very small team, there were 6 of us. We definitely needed like all hands on deck when it came to cinematics, because like the sequences were like anywhere from a minute to say 4 or 5 minutes long each, and there are 6 of us. So like you'd be given on more like. I would say the big cinematics, there was maybe one at the beginning of the game that was like maybe 6-7 minutes long. And that one was split between 4 of us. But then there were other cinematics where it'd be like, okay, one guy handles this 3-minute one, this guy handles this 4-minute one. And then you would just chip away at it for like 2 or 3 months.
Right. But you guys, it was all keyframe, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of work because like multiple characters as well in most shots. Like I did a sequence over about 3 months, which was I think it was about 3 or 4. I think it was about 3 minutes long, and it involved 3 characters for like 90% of it, and they're constantly acting, and like occasionally transfer, like like they're moving around, and that's changing compositions because we had to do the cameras ourselves as well. And then like they occasionally interact, so it was a challenge for sure. And
it was animated in 30 FPS?
Yes. I think well, initially it was 30, and then they were going to kind of like use some tech to help with the stitch over to 60. But because it was all going to be real time, eventually we made the full commitment and started working in 60.
Wait, what? You guys keyframe for 60 FPS?
Yeah.
That is.
But then, like, I wouldn't be working normally at 24 FPS. I'd be working on 2s. When I kind of get to like refine polish, but when I work at 30, I typically work on 3s, and then if I was working at 60, I work on 6s. And then if I need more detail, I would. Like, if you're animating every frame at 60, like you're insane.
Yeah, like I can't even like think how you would go about it. Right? Like, was it hard in the beginning? Like, is it a struggle?
There was definitely some like needing to adapt for sure. But I don't think it was anything like unmanageable.
Okay, that's not bad.
I think one of the main things that was like a tricky point for us is they were still working on pipeline integration and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of troubleshooting with like building. They had like an equivalent of. They were using Unity, and they had their own tool, which is essentially like a timeline that you would use in maybe like Premiere Pro, but they were actual shots that would then have like data in them for FBXs and that kind of stuff. But the integration for that and the editing process of that tool wasn't necessarily as streamlined as it could be. I'm sure they've developed it in a much better way now because it's been years since then. But at the time, there was a lot of bugs, and it was very like tedious to troubleshoot and fix problems. So even though we were supposed to be animating these really dense sequences, we probably spent a good 50% of our time troubleshooting, which is pretty rough.
Which is rough. Yeah, like you're troubleshooting more than animating. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
But I find cinematics is a lot more straightforward compared to gameplay, because you're animating for the feature sets that the dev artists are like creating. And right, like did you find it like you're going in a direction, and then the dev artist would be chopping off frames where you'd be like, don't cut it, like I want but they're like, it's not working, so I gotta cut it. I'm like, okay, as long as
Yeah, there's a
That
very
was
there's a very different mindset, isn't there, between game development and like TV film productions. Is like TV film productions is very strict. Is like we have this
yeah,
structure, and to make
yeah,
changes has like lots of repercussions, and they're very quick. They're very like thoroughly considered.
yeah.
Whereas in games, it's like, oh, this isn't working. We'll just cut this whole thing out, or we'll just put this thing here, and it's very iterative.
It was definitely new for me. Like, this is crazy. Because I had a similar experience when I was like animating for the 2D pixel art games, which I was part
Mm,
of. It was the same, like, but this like working in 3D for games is quite intense. Like, you gotta if they don't feel it, like it's no point. Like, there's no
yeah,
use how beautiful your art is. Like, that's crazy.
yeah, it is a challenge for sure. Like the stuff that we're doing at the moment is so stylized that I've definitely had to try and rewire my brain a little, and it's still not something I feel fully comfortable with. But I am trying to change my mindset to lend more to what the style requires. And more often than
Right.
not, it's just a case of like really tightening my spacing and keeping it punchy.
Mm,
Um,
right.
Sometimes to the degree where I'm like, this shouldn't work, but then when you play it back, it kind of does. Um, and to be honest, with the team that we have, whenever I look at their stuff, I'm like, yeah, they've like embraced this style much better than I have. And I don't know if that's just
Right.
like maybe they've just lent into it more and they kind of picked it. It feels more natural for them to pick up that kind of style. But it's definitely been a
Right.
challenge for me. It's
Mm.
kind of ironic because I'm supposed to be like helping lead the team and giving them feedback, but then like they're executing way beyond my abilities, which is kind of funny. But you know, I think I could critique fine. I think
Yeah.
execution is the part that is like hard to rewire.
Right. But do you find it different compared to like TV? Would you go back to TV if you had the chance?
Um, I'd be open to it, but I wouldn't
You are
want to go to
yourself.
like TV where I have to like animate 10 seconds a day kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd want like a decent budget that allows you to have a little bit of time. I wouldn't expect them to be like feature length, of course, but like a
Right.
little bit of bandwidth, even if it's like 4 or 5 seconds a day, that would
Right.
be fine. I think I could do that, um,
Right.
and still get some decent quality out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's one thing that's definitely I would say that I do have a strength in is like being efficient with getting a decent result in a short period of time and then having that
Yeah.
a little bit more time to push it further. But the part that I
Yeah.
struggle with more is like making interesting choices and not just like going to what I feel comfortable doing. That's always
Right.
that's always a challenge. So I
Right.
spend more time because I can animate pretty quick. I spend more time just like planning and figuring out an idea before I start jumping into Maya.
Right. But you worked in like feature TV and games. Like, you're like you're like all the, like, I don't know what's the word for that. Like, you master of all cards or whatever, something like jack of all trades. Is that the word? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I
But
agree
would
to an
you?
extent because I would say that if we had like proportions, like ratios of those things, I would say that I've done maybe practically like 40% TV, 40% features, and then
Yeah.
the other 20 is games. But that get like not even that. I'd say like maybe 10-15% games, and it was keyframes. Like I have no game engine experience or no motion capture experience. So like that's a big factor of games that I feel like I
Yeah.
still haven't really delved into that much, but it's still something I'm intrigued by. Um, but then there's also like the whole style thing is the part where I still feel like there are things where if I look at a feature, I'm like, oh, I still feel like I'd really struggle to do that kind of style. So there's definitely loads of stuff that I could pick up and try and learn and improve on.
Right.
Are you at a kind of stage now, would you say, where you're preferring what you're doing now over the way you're doing the TV stuff?
Like games over TV or
Yeah.
whatever? The games is definitely a lot more technical for me than the craft itself. So
Mhm.
I'm more of a craft person, I can
Right.
say. I got another friend of mine. That guy's super technical, and then we both are like the leads in the team, and
Mhm.
he takes care of the technical side of things
Right.
because he also knows a bit of rigging and
Mm.
which is like the weakest point. Like I do not know any rigging at all, so I lean into the craft side of things.
Uh-huh.
So that's I guess in that way, like animating for TV is definitely a lot more fun
Mhm.
because it's straightforward, I guess, right? Like you're getting the boards, you're getting the sequence. Yeah, it's not too technical for you. You don't have to worry about the end of the
Yes.
pipeline.
Yeah,
Deal
for
with that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't have many, like, rigging is definitely my biggest flaw.
Yeah.
I feel like I can model okay. I know I feel like I can give decent notes on rigging, but I couldn't do it myself. I wouldn't have a clue where to start. Which is why all these personal projects, I'm like trying to source them, or like I'll probably end up just like falling back on some auto rigger or something.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite hard. But those two, I found like two tools which I'm like using constantly, which is the Sculpt tool and the Anim Polish.
Uh-huh.
These are like saving me a bunch because you're just going there like sculpting the geometry, you know?
Yeah.
You don't have to rig anything. You're just like frame by frame sculpting it. It's kind of like cheating, but
No,
yeah,
it's just a different process, isn't it?
different process. Yeah.
Sci-fi warrior. I'm trying to find a rig that I can use as a placeholder for this guy who's going to be dead on the ground. I have
Right.
no idea what sci-fi warrior is.
Have you got the chance to play around with the Ramon rigs?
Not the new ones, but I do
The
want
new
to.
one.
Yeah, I've only tried Apollo and is it? I forget what her name is, Atreus or something. It
Yeah,
sounds like Greek.
definitely. The recent rigs are much lighter compared to
Okay,
Apollo.
interesting.
Yeah, like super light. You don't even need to turn on your cache playback, and they're just on real time.
Amazing.
And yeah, it was like, wow, this is in the future, right?
I think I'm going to use
Super.
this rig, although it looks like it's all IK based. So I mean, I'm just using this as temporary to give people some context here. I don't really know what character I'm going to use yet, but I am gonna just use a temporary character here. To what I want to do is have like it's so this is a very specific reference. But it's the first thing that came to mind. They're not the only people that have done it, but you know, in there's a very specific scene in Shaun of the Dead where they like jab a pole through this woman, and then like the camera orbits around her, and then you kind of see through her. Like this is a massive hollow part where the hole is, and you're kind of looking at Shaun and his friend like through the person. And because there's a beat in this where we want to see who she shot, so I kind of want to see this moment where you can like this laser has gone through like their upper chest or something, and
Right.
I don't think I'm gonna do the whole. I was considering like, do I have the camera pull through the person, like through the hole, like, and you can still see her, but then I thought that might be a bit confusing. But I would still like to be able to see through the person where the laser is shot through. So yeah, that's something I'm kind of experimenting with at the moment.
That sounds good. Like, what movie was it again? I don't think I've seen it.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. Okay.
It's
I'll check it out.
Edgar Wright. If you've seen, do you know Hot Fuzz?
Nah.
Okay, well you're in for a treat because they're all amazing films.
I gotta get the list from you.
Highly recommend. I'm trying to think of the angle. I want them probably to be leaning toward camera so we can see their face. Just get a rough pose in there so it gives me something to build on later. I probably will end up making the person who died look like some like corporate person, like someone who works in like a big businessman kind of thing. I think that'll kind of leans into the Ghost in the Shell reference as well, because that's basically what happens at the beginning of the film. She jumps down from a building and then shoots a bunch of corporate people.
Right. I was actually in the theaters like 2 days ago, and they were playing Ghost in the Shell trailer. Like,
Oh, no way.
Yeah, in Rio. Do you know Rio Theater?
No. No, I don't. Sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, I was like, okay.
That's
a bunch
cool.
of other movies, like all the classics. They're gonna re-release like Terminator and all the
Oh, no way.
old
That's
ones.
sick.
Yeah.
Very cool. So that shoulder's gonna wrap around here.
Do you miss Vancouver?
Yeah, I do in some ways. I kind of miss the outdoors, being on your doorstep.
That's true.
Like I mean, I live in London, so it's obviously very different. Like, it's just big cityscapes. So if we do want to escape the city, we have to go out of it. Which isn't as easy as in Vancouver, where you can just go across like Lionsgate Bridge and you're basically done. But yeah, man, I miss I like cycling and stuff. So I used to cycle around Stanley Park every morning, and
No way.
yeah, man, I do miss
Oh,
that
I
stuff.
remember that you were staying in West End, was it?
Yaletown.
Yaletown. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you know Yaletown Brewery.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we were around the corner from there, like near the hospital.
Hospital.
There's like a hospital slightly up. I forget what it's called. Is it like St. Paul's, maybe? St. Paul's Hospital, I think.
Oh, St. Paul's. Okay. Yeah, I was near St. Paul's too.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so we probably live quite close to you.
Nelson and Burrard.
Yes. Yeah, that's the one. We were very close to it. We were on Hornby Street.
No way. Yeah, that's super close.
Near the like courthouse, and there's a couple of coffee shops and stuff. Like between St. Paul's and the courthouse.
Yeah, Vancouver, especially downtown, super fun.
Yeah, it is great. Yeah, there are definitely aspects of it I miss. We have discussed in the past, like, would we ever go back? And I feel like we are open to it, but it's hard with like we've got a dog and stuff now, so
yeah,
there's a few more logistics involved.
Definitely.
So I also want to have this like. I was thinking earlier about the idea of, you know, when like you have a crime scene and you have like duct tape like wrapped around the edges as like a fenced off area, being like, don't go near. It's usually like yellow strips and stuff. I kind of want to do the equivalent of that, but as though it was more like a hologram. So there's going to be like this hologram proximity area being like, don't go near, this is a crime scene. And then there's going to be a couple of like robotic police, which you won't see their faces, but you'll probably see their legs, like guarding the area. Maybe they'll have guns. I don't know.
Nice.
But yeah, that's what I'm experimenting with now.
That sounds cool. Like a hologram Yeah, a blocker, you know? Yeah, I get the idea.
Yeah, like to warn off. There might be a crowd of people being like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like looking, peering in, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just all these ideas are just adding more complexity than what is probably necessary.
Gee, why do I have the feeling that I'm gonna be like, stop animating, I'm gonna be looking at what you're gonna do?
I mean, I'm not really animating right now. I'm kind of just like doing the, what do you call it? I guess it's like story building stuff.
That,
Yeah.
it's definitely the hardest part for me. Like when you're like working in TV or anything, you're just given the set, the backgrounds, everything's figured out. But
Yeah.
when you're doing personal shots, like, oh my God, I have to model and like, you know,
Yeah.
set up everything myself. Like that's gonna
100%.
take like a day. Yeah.
I kind of like it though. I like there's so much potential when there's not someone else telling you like, oh, it needs to be a certain way.
Yeah.
There we go. It says like this hologram temporary halo
Nice.
going around. And then I need to restage the camera. So this is going to be the tricky part. So I'm going to have to use some layers again.
Right.
So I've got to remember where I want the... Well, I'm going to definitely want to keep the staging we have here. So she comes through to this part. Yeah, I want to keep the slide. I don't want to change that. So from this point here, and I definitely want to keep the ending staging. And then everything in between, let's shrink our timeline a bit here. And then let's turn off the sound. So she comes through. So there's this beat here where I want to move the camera under the character. I kind of have something like this kind of composition maybe, where like there's a very clear foreground element where you can see someone's being shot, and then she'll be kind of like running over the top in the background slightly.
Not to change your idea or anything, what would you think? How do you feel if the dead body was wasn't that hologram effect by itself? You know,
as in it was a hologram, like the character was a hologram.
Yeah, because she shot, and then now it's just like.
That's a cool idea. I don't know if it would read. Would it read that someone had just been killed? I'm not sure. It's a cool idea. I'm just curious how well that would read to an audience, because also it happens so quickly, like we're kind of brushing past them.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it could work. See if I can change the focal length a little bit here. Just make it a little wider.
Would you do a whole camera pass again? I'm sure, right?
Yeah, maybe. It'll mostly be cleanup. Like, I don't think there'll be any crazy restaging or anything like that. I want to try and do that as I'm blocking. But there might be a little... Yeah, I'll probably go in and I'll polish stuff up and clean it.
Like, are you like shifting focal lengths? You're shifting focal lengths a lot, right?
Yeah, kinda. I've got it here. Like, there's a little bit. I would say there's like 1, 2, 3,
little
5,
bit.
6, 7, 8. There's like 8 beats for a minute long. That's not bad.
Sure. And I'm sure like you're gonna do a lot of foreshortening as well.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more cheating to camera with scaling than there is going to be like focal pulls, or
Yeah,
at least more focal pulls than I've already done.
right.
Um, and then yeah, I want to have this. There's going to be a hole in her chest. So this is where I was going to experiment. I wonder what would happen if I just duplicate this geometry and then let's just duplicate that and move it out. Now, in theory, do I even need her? I just had the geo, right? Yeah, nice. So I can take that geo. For some reason, she's not got a shader. I just assigned a shader to her. Oh, her normals are weird. Average? I always forget which one's the correct normal. Conform. Or is it, if I set to faces, that should work. Set to face. It still didn't work. What's up with her geometry? Maybe someone in the chat can help me here.
Are you like inverting her normals?
You would think so, but I don't. That's not. You can try reversing it.
Yeah. The kind of stuff that makes me go mad and
Yeah, I know. It's like, why? What have I done?
Why?
I don't understand. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sets of vertex normal. No. Okay, let's bring in. I'll just remove the geometry and we'll choose the rig. It's fine. Fine, be that way, Maya.
Could just give in.
Yeah, it just doesn't want to play ball. So I'm just going to make this red to look like there's this laser that's kind of gone through her chest. Oh, never mind. It's fine. I'm just playing around. I definitely want to get some robots in there temporarily as well, just so I have the staging. I want to kind of, because all of this is compositional elements which indicate the camera and stuff. So I don't want to start posing her and then it all changes. At least I want to get a base. Maybe I can actually use the robots that I already have, because we don't see them in the scene anymore, so I might as well reuse them.
Are you using the Agora ones?
Yes.
Man, those guys have some great assets.
Like, yeah, they're cool, aren't they? They are really good.
Did you see their recent post that they partnered, or like not partnered, but they got that Tyrannosaurus?
Yes, I did. They're doing like a pose challenge, right?
Pose challenge, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I was actually thinking of, maybe I should try it out.
Oh, yeah. Why? Oh, I've locked the base layer. There we go.
How comfortable are you with lighting and rendering?
quite
in your scene?
comfortable. Yeah, like that's one of the main things where I like doing these challenges is because that's something that I actually feel quite competent in. I wouldn't say like I have a professional level understanding of like structure and pipeline, but I have
Yeah.
enough practice in it that
Yeah.
I could create my own pipeline that would work for like compositing and creating my layers and that kind of stuff.
Right.
The shading is I definitely lean more on like tutorials to try and find like a certain aesthetic I'm looking for. But like
Right.
there's a ton. I have a big playlist on YouTube of like different tutorials for Blender, um,
Um,
which will be for like making the anime style basically, and like certain
right.
pipeline things I've been investigating, which have gone pretty well so far. Um, Obviously, I haven't put any of it into practice. I literally installed Blender for the first time ever today. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it always scares me. Like, no, this is too hard, too technical. One of my friend, he wants to like play around with Unreal
Right.
and yeah, and render in Unreal, and he
Mm-hmm.
was asking, like, dude, you should like send me some of your shots. We should plan it out. Like,
That'd be cool.
I've cheated and faked in so much of my shots, like especially in the giraffe. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm like super scared. Like, if you light it, I'm afraid you're gonna see like really bad stuff. So
What parts did you cheat out of curiosity?
I think it's like the mouth.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, because I treated it like flat 2D shapes going
Uh-huh.
in and out,
Yeah.
and yeah, I just like faked it so badly, and I'm concerned if like there'll be like shadows that it might pick with the geo. I don't know. Can you like avoid those shadows? Like, is there a possibility to that? Like not
Uh,
casting shadows in the mouth, like specific
yeah,
one area?
you could. There are certain. I mean, you can comp it out. That's one
Comp
way
it
of doing
out.
it.
Right.
Or there might be if it's a certain object that's casting a shadow you don't want to, you can disable that stuff. Or
Right.
even another object to not receive shadows. Um, there are definitely ways you can custom. There are different methods, but you can get to similar
Right.
results. But I would probably just do it in comp. You can just mask out certain shadows.
Okay. Okay. Masking. Okay. That's something I can think of, I guess. Like, pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. So we've got this robot guy here. He's going to be off to the side. Now the question is, do I have the robot inside the hologram or outside?
Good question. I think you would be standing outside.
Yeah, I would have thought so too.
All right. Another idea that just popped. You know
Uh-huh.
how they would draw like a marker outside of a dead body?
Yeah.
Like once the body is like removed, you just
Yeah,
see those,
sure.
right? How would it be? You could just keep the body however she's like laying down,
Yeah.
and have the hologram in that silhouette.
Mm. It's like
Like
over around her. Yeah.
Yeah, but in her silhouette.
Yeah, that
instead
could
of,
be
like, a
cool.
circle.
Yeah. I might be able to do something like that. I wonder if I can. Let me have a look.
But the point is, you're not gonna see it in like a top view or anything, right?
Yes.
So
You'd
it
see it
wouldn't-
around her.
Got it. Yeah. So it would make a lot more sense if it's like a top view, so you could see it clearly. But
Yeah,
your
but you
camera-
could see like. Sorry, there's adverts. Go away ads. Oh, I can't skip it. But yeah, you might be able to see like a little halo edge around her body silhouette here, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. You wouldn't see it from a top view.
Mhm.
But like, I can create a poly thing now, which goes around. I've got to remember how to do this. Create
This
poly
dog.
tool.
If I reset the scale, it's just like boop, gone. Like, look at this. Like,
So now, if I extrude this, does it work?
got a question, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
That rigged with advanced skeleton.
I don't know. Oh, it probably was. It looks quite simple. Like, it doesn't look like there's any crazy custom functionality to it. So now I can add a texture to this. Let's say I made it red. I'm just making up stuff now. It's cool to have that color theory contrast. And then I'll create another ramp shader. Let's make that fall off quite harshly. Which direction does it need to be in? It's not circular. This is strange. I don't know why it's in this direction now. Oh, it would also help if I got rid of these. I mean, that's helped. But it's going left to right. I want it to be you then. But that's just inverted, right? Oh, that's so strange.
Are you trying to get it from bottom to up?
Yeah.
Huh. That should work.
But this is just going left to right. That's really strange. I wonder if I need to like change the normals.
No way to flip or anything? Like,
yeah. I wonder if it's something to do with the UVs, which I could just do planar and then put it to an x-axis, for instance. There you go. Problem solved.
nice.
See, I know some things.
Yeah, like I would probably die, like, you know, coming up with things like that to sell the idea. Like, yeah, that looks good. You were also saying that you're gonna light her boots. Like, are you planning to like streaks with the same method?
Yeah. So there are a few techniques. There's actually a plugin on Blender which you can use like a trail, and it'll create the trail, and then you can like key how it fades and the shader it uses. So that one's really cool. There's a whole YouTube channel from this guy who basically replicates like Akira style stuff in Blender.
Okay.
He has a whole bunch of like a series of tutorials, which is really cool. So I've definitely been picking up and learning from him. And then, yeah, I guess. I'm just trying to think now. Yeah, there's a few other techniques that I've been playing the idea with, like creating a C curve and then driving a geometry across it, and then just keying the shader. I definitely want control over it, put it that way. I want to control how long the line is and how much it fades, how bright it is. And as long as I can do that, then I'll pick whichever method is most functional. When you say, sorry, Scott, just to be clear, when you say that rig, are you referring to the one that we just posed on the ground? This guy or woman? In that case, I'm not sure which one. I'm not sure how they're rigged, but it does look like it, doesn't it? It does look like an advanced skeleton rig. It's pretty basic geometry, like controls. I think I've got this staging working for now, and then I can still see where she's come from and where she's going to, and then I'm gonna like rework the camera to hit this beat, and then from there we can clean up, and then I can start posing her out again and start actually blocking. So I have this beat on the camera. So right now, as we're coming through, that camera is gonna blend around. There you go. You can see it going through the warning thing past her, and then it's coming around. But I definitely want it to reach there earlier. And we need to hold on her for longer before we come back round. Yeah, this one's going to be an interesting one to merge and clean up. So I'm going to merge those layers through. And then I just need to clean up to that beat. So let me save out another version before I break everything. As is always the way.
As it's always the way, Dan. It's like Maya deciding, yeah, I think you work too much. Like, oh, stop. Enough.
Stop it. You've had enough.
You had enough. You need a break.
So I got that beat there, and then I got that beat here. So I can delete this key. And then that key there. And then that key here. And then we're coming around to this again. So as we're coming through this part, I'm just going to ease all of this into here. Oh, it's only one key. Interesting. Let's just ease this in. How far does this get us? So this definitely needs to be lower to the ground. Earlier. As that swipes through. Yeah, so now we're coming through and around her a little bit more. And you can still see her over the top. Because I don't really want to lose track of her if we can help it. Even if there's going to be crowds, you can kind of see her running behind them.
Would you pull the camera a bit more like out?
Yeah, a little wider.
Yeah, a little wider. Because I think your main character is like edge of the frame, like she's like cutting off.
As in where, sorry?
Like, I think she's just like too in the edge of the frame, right? Like your main character right now. Like she's,
Oh,
like, getting...
yeah, for sure. I'll probably tilt this up. But then I also will probably have her a bit lower so that she's like riding along where that line is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to rework her staging as well. I just want to make sure I'm getting the foreground element reading first.
Right.
So we're coming down. Swiping through. And then I want to spend a bit more time on her before we come around to this. So let's ease this out. This needs to slow right down in here. And then it's going to speed up again. Just slightly retiming the spacing. And then we pull out, she comes around, we land. And then we're back in. So this needs to come up earlier. Yeah, this needs cleaning.
Oh, I thought you were gonna hold on the dead body and we see her like going inside the bar, was it?
Yeah, we do, but like we're wiping past the body.
Okay.
And then we continue to follow with her.
Right.
Just because the bar, I don't want to lose this composition. The bar's a little further along, and I don't really want to rework the whole set.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to have a small B to be like, hey, this is who she killed, and then we're walking past, and then she like pops her collar pretending to like cover herself from the crime scene, and just then walks past the scene. I don't know if we need this key anymore though. And then she can land in here, comes round, and goes in. Just need to clean it up in here so that this is tighter. And then our rotate definitely also needs to be tighter. Just want to keep it simple to like a pan. That feels better. Then I just need to slightly tilt this up now in this part here, so that as we land down, this needs to be scaled to the right. Maybe the camera needs to be a bit lower. Oops. Wrong button. Just having a headless robot standing there right now.
You should get one of those robots which has like a uni wheel and then it's like it's super funny.
I think this works. I'm going to try play blasting it and just see how it plays. And also with the sound, because if the beats aren't going to work rhythmically, then that's a whole other thing. Save that. Oops, I pressed the... No! I need to rename it.
Do you have shortcuts for like play blasts?
No. I really should. The things that just I haven't streamlined my like hotkeys enough, but enough that like the stuff that I would do the most, I definitely have hotkeys for. Other than play blast, ironically. I guess with play blasting though, I'm always like iterating, changing the name and changing where they path, so I feel like I would probably wouldn't use it actually as much as you'd think. So this is number 30.
No, like Chester has like insane amount of
Yeah,
like
for sure.
in one of the streams he mentioned that he's got a hotkey to like you know how we would like reduce the timeline to work on a particular section.
Yeah.
And he's got the in and out shortcut. And I was like, how
Mm.
of that? Like
That's pretty nice though.
yeah.
It's a good idea.
But in general, what kind of shortcuts do you use? Like
I have shortcuts mostly for Tween Machine, turning on and off controls.
Wait, shortcuts for Tween Machine? Isn't Tween Machine itself a shortcut?
So a hotkey for it. So I have hotkeys on different values of Tween Machine.
Ah.
That's something I've been using for years. Like maybe I started it in TV days. So like I have one for like a -75, which is like a tight ease out, and then like a -30, then like a slap bang 0 in the middle, and then like the opposite, so like then a 30 and a 75.
Right.
I use that all the time.
Dang.
I'm gonna play this now. I just want to see how the staging works. Yeah, I'm still not sure about it.
Oh, can you play it again? Alright.
I think it just needs refining. I think it's just more the spacing than the idea for me. There's something about how tight we go left and right that needs just slightly cleaning. In here, we come around here. You just need to spend some more time in this part. So let's take this key and then just shift all of this a little earlier. Yeah, because we even have that kunk sound there, which could be even just the camera presenting, where it's like dum 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 dum, and then you see the thing that she's killed. Maybe.
Are you always like trying to hit your beats in the bigger ones of the sound, or
Yes.
like trying to? Okay.
Primarily the bigger ones, and then if there are small ones, part of it's going to be when I go into Blocking Plus, I may start adding a little bit more of those beats. And then, like, so if, for instance, you have the I'm making sure that I'm hitting the claps, but then there may be like a where it does like a kind of sound, or like a you constantly hear the in the background. So I may add elements either in the environment or on the character at occasions that kind of hit those beats as well. But I think if I do it for every beat on one character, it's going to look so chaotic and busy that you just can't read what's going on. So I feel like a lot of it's going to have to be external things in the environment. That's kind of like like what Baby Driver does as well, which we were discussing last stream, which you probably haven't seen if you haven't seen Hot Fuzz.
Oh,
have you seen Baby Driver?
No, Baby Driver. Oh, okay, yeah. I've seen that movie. It's
Right.
the one with the car chase and all that, right?
Yes.
They always edit with the music.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's
Yeah,
really
so that's the same. That's the same director as Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. But yes, so the same way, like you say, with the editing to the music, a lot of the like environmental aspects also are to the beat of the music, and like when the gear shifts and that stuff. So, or like when he's tapping, or there may be like someone turns their head on a certain accent in the music. So yeah, I definitely want to play to that kind of idea.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a good reference for you.
Yeah, it kind of. I don't know if I was necessarily thinking when I started this that I want to do something like that. There was definitely. It was always in my head that like, even years and years and years ago, that like, it'd be cool to animate to music because I'm a big music person. And
really,
like, not that I play, but I'm like constantly out of most of my friends would like when it comes to music. I'm one of the people that would be like going deeper into like subgenre and discovering new music, I would say. And so whenever I'd go to them and like, oh, have you heard this person? The usually answer is no. But I'm always trying to seek like different, like I think I've had this conversation with some other animators as well, whereas like I'm very much with music, I'm very much attracted. Some people are like very lyric based, some people are very like melody based. For me, I'm more like rhythm. And I think that is why I was like, oh, I could animate to this sound because it has a really interesting rhythm to it, and obviously timing is such a big part of animation. So that's where that came from. And then when Baby Driver came out, I was like, oh, this is the kind of thing that I want to do. Like, it's a different way because it's more like editing and obviously it's live action, but the concept is the same idea.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I definitely want to lean into that.
It's actually nice. So you're more like a rhythm-based music. Like you like bass and rhythm. So would you say like you like EDM stuff? Like
I do, but more combined with other genres. So I would say my main genre is like different subgenres of metal, but then some of my favorite bands actually incorporate a lot of EDM in their music.
Right. Okay.
But I also like there's lots of different genres that I like, but yeah, like I would say my favorite music is kind of a combination of metal, EDM, and drum and bass all in one kind of thing. Okay. So yeah, like that's the main stuff that I would listen to.
Nice. Definitely on the lyric side, like things. You know?
Oh yeah, that's fair. I think this is just gonna have to be.
Do you listen to music while working?
Yeah, I do. I really struggle to work without it, honestly.
Really?
I can't work in silence normally.
Oh dang, okay.
Like I'd happily, like if we were in an office and I was sitting next to you, I'd happily have a conversation with you as I worked. But then if you weren't speaking to me, I would put music on.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
I think it kind of keeps me, ironically, it kind of keeps me focused because I'm not, it drains out the voices in my head. Where I'm trying, like, I'll be thinking about other things as I'm animating otherwise, whereas with that, I'm not really paying attention to the music, but it drains the voice, so I can just focus on the work.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I can see that, like, you know, or else you're just, like, thinking of something else while animating.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, I've got to go do this thing later today as well, or whatever it might be. Why is this arcing down and under? I'm not overshooting the Y, it goes flat. Is the X need? Yeah, the X needs locking out. That's a bit better. So we're swooping around coming in, and then coming out again. Too many keys. At this point here, it literally just locks out completely flat. So maybe this can ease in. Wait, what? Why does it go so flat there then? This is not in stepped. Oh, it was in stepped. I'm an idiot. And then that comes out again. Gotta clean up some of these curves. One of my issues with my workflow is because I typically rely on auto tangent and adding more keys rather than manipulating like the tangents themselves for cleaning up. If I do end up wanting to clean up a tangent and like I'll go in where I'm not using as many keys, I'll end up hitting auto tangent and then screwing it all over. So like, if like, oh, I've got this nice curve now, and I don't need to add all these keys because I'm now using the tangent. But then later I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, auto tangent, and then it's all broken. So I have to consciously remember which parts I've kept auto tangent and which ones I haven't. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
It's just it's just the one detriment to the way I work, I guess. Yeah, I think that's working better.
What is feeling really soft?
How are you finding pushing things?
Yeah, definitely want to like, crisp up the spacing on the head. I don't know if you're able to see it in like in good playback.
Yeah, I'm seeing it pretty well.
I think it's the head, like the head is still like soft when it's land, but I'm liking the hip when it enters.
Yes.
Like you can feel the weight.
Yes, you feel it bounce a bit more.
Yeah. The head is what I'm trying to like punch.
Gotcha. Yeah, you got the nice lead in there on the arm.
Yeah, I also offsetted the legs like you suggested. The back legs. I don't know if you're able to read it. Like, does it read?
I think so.
Or should I push it even more? Like over here, it's here, and then I'm getting it pretty close. Maybe I should move it. Push it even behind, maybe like that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that feels nice. It's a little tighter. It makes it feel more impactful when it lands. That's a nice pose. It's got some really nice like directionality and force to it.
Thanks, man.
I love how you get that follow through and slide on the screen left leg as well. It's fun.
The screen left. All right, yeah. Do you remember the dog shot which you gave notes to me? The very first dog shot?
I think so. Yeah, I think I do. Is that the one where it was it 2D?
No, it was 3D.
Oh.
The dog would be running on top of a car and then jumping away from a bee. That actually landed my first gig in the industry,
Oh, no way. That's cool.
Yeah. That's what got me into Paw Patrol.
Very cool.
And then I'm back at animating dogs again.
You can't get away from them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this one's a choice, right? It's cool though. I want to animate I've done quadruped stuff, but we were discussing this off stream as well. Like, I've done a fair bit of quadruped, but not stylized. It was more It was more grounded. But I would love to do exaggerated, cartoony quadruped stuff.
Right. Your spirit stuff, you mean?
Yeah, we did spirit, and then when I was doing the game as well, I did some quadruped stuff, but it was much more grounded.
Right. Yeah, I would have loved to be a part of like spirit. Like, I love horses. It would be fun. Like, even Spirit as the movie, you know, James Baxter.
Yeah, man. 100%. We definitely looked at a lot of his model sheets. When we were doing the tests and stuff. I think I have them somewhere. Like, you can critique how close we matched it.
Sure, you guys did a great job. But you did mention off screen that you guys were going into more of a realistic horse.
Yes, we were.
The movie was animated.
Yes, like definitely.
Was it because the story was about the girl and?
Yes, exactly that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
They wanted to put less focus and caricature on the horses, and the horses were more like secondary characters that complemented her.
Yeah.
That's really tight though. That was way too punchy. I've got to find a way to bridge that part there and keep it on track. We will get there. If it's the last thing I do today. Yeah, I can find that clip with the spirit stuff. I actually do think we had the lighting version of it somewhere as well I can grab. This is something more for polish. Here we go. So these were some pose tests that I was doing as we were like testing out the rig, what it was capable of doing.
Wow, yeah, that's close.
The only thing that was really hard was the groom. We didn't really get much control over that, and obviously you can tell where they're like getting these very graphic shapes in the way that James was like drawing it all, and I really wanted to hit it, but there was no way of doing it.
Right. But I'm sure like you guys have like full control over pushing the model, right? Like in terms of the rig?
Kinda. Yes,
breaking it.
Yeah, they had some limitations with like the jaw shapes, but like the brows were decent.
Oh yeah, this one's close. Yeah, this one's.
Yeah, I quite like this one.
I like this one.
Oh, this was just expression stuff. Yeah, these are more.
Oh yeah.
So like, yeah, the muzzle area, there's lip stuff, you could sculpt it quite well. So this stuff held up pretty well, but like, again, you couldn't really control the nose shapes too much.
How about the other side of the eye? Because when you're like going 3/4, you want to like sometimes not see the eye, sometimes you want to make it read.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think you could move the socket, but then I'm not sure, I can't remember how it looked in lighting. It would definitely have been like a case-by-case scenario. But yeah, like you can see how they're posing the eyelashes to get that nice graphic shape, but we didn't have eyelashes, so like some of that appeal gets lost.
Right. Did you have any good control over the inner brows in the rig?
I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, like I'd have loved to, because they get quite flat in here, like, and they also have the same volume. Like, it'd be nice to get a little bit of that taper thickness and stuff.
Yeah.
Make it a little sharper.
Yeah. But I think you nailed the basic feeling of all the drawings.
They held up relatively well. I remember there's a smiley one that I remember really liking. See if I this one.
Oh yeah, this one's
I
great.
think that holds up pretty well. The only thing is the neck was really difficult. Like the neck you should see more of the left side of the base there.
Right.
There's only like one control for the middle of the neck.
Oh, entire neck?
Yeah. Wow.
I just noticed that they went a bit more realistic with the teeth. Compared. Yeah. But I guess, right? Like the horses, they do have teeth like humans, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's good. Sure, it was super hard animating a horse. Like.
Yeah, it was tricky. There was lots of different workflows that we went through. Like I did a bunch of tests where it was just like, this is at the very early of production. I'd never animated horses, so I was just doing a bunch of tests to see like what I was able to achieve and like learn different workflows. And like we were discovering style as well. This was like 3 months of development maybe, where like this was is it Simon Otto? His he did his walk cycle he did for Retro Eldorado.
Yeah.
So we was matching that.
Oh, that's not James Baxter's?
No, that's Simon's.
Oh. Okay.
And then this was like discovering travel distance from like different gates and how they would transition. Wow.
Did you plan this?
Yeah. It took a bit of like, yeah, we were experimenting. This was basically roto.
Okay.
And then this was rotoing stylized stuff.
Right.
And then this was my first performance test to try and find a middle ground. This is nice. Probably pushing it a bit too far. Oh yeah, and this was, again, rotoing. That one didn't feel too bad, but I think they used a lot of reference with this one.
Yeah.
This was just for rotation order.
Okay.
Fetlock testing.
Oh yeah.
And then
the leg definitely is a tricky.
Yeah.
One when it comes to horses.
For sure. Getting the fetlock weight down.
Yeah.
And then like early Lucky looked pretty ugly. She got better.
This is also a test.
Yeah.
That you did.
Yeah, this is the first Lucky test.
You got. I can feel the appeal. Like it's super good.
Thanks, man.
Test.
I think it's because my dad he left in between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
And you're just like thought, and the thought is leading the action. I think I'm at the point where like I need to animate the thought first and then the action second. Like I'm definitely like focusing on that a lot nowadays. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, my first thing that I'm planning is like subtext. What's she really feeling and thinking? I'm also thinking about like who she is as a character, what kind of mannerisms she might have. But again, none of this was established, and you only have so many words from the directors about how they describe the characters. So like some of it is your own interpretation. So like, is it Isabella Mendez? I think is her name. She was in The Last of Us. Part 2 HBO series. She played Dina, but same actress who did Lucky. And at the time, I don't think she had been in too many things. Like at the time, I think there was like a Netflix film that had just come out around like Christmas. That's where that line came from. And it just so happens that she also had problems with her dad growing up in that movie, which is very similar to Lucky. So that was quite useful. So I took that clip and then I animated to that instead for the test. Because we didn't have any dialogue of Lucky at the time. We just knew who the actress was. Yeah, so that was an interesting test. And then this was more like physicality tests, seeing how much we're like exaggerating and stylizing and stuff. versus how grounded we go.
Right. But you guys were definitely leaning into the stylization, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Well, I mean, we was for these tests, but then I don't know in the end how. Yeah, I think we went a little bit more grounded in the end.
Mm.
Yeah, this is actual production shots now.
Thank you, Lucky.
Oh, nice.
Twinkle. Did you see his little tie? He looks like he's all ready for the theater or something. Wait, do they have a theater where we're going? Or a
Where do you see
lesson?
your final?
Yeah.
Zoo.
Nice. Yeah, I can totally
Someone
feel
real
it.
unhappy you go diving aboard like that. You best just stay away from me.
Lucky, there you are. You're going to be the end of me.
That guy reminds me of what was that movie? Home on the Range? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking, right? Like the bad
Yes.
guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's the beard that's giving me that vibe.
So
This is
I need to clean up this
One question.
camera. Yeah, go ahead.
that I would ask a lot of the animators is, what feature, or like not feature, okay, what movie would you have loved to be a part of, which is like a classic? For me, like Jungle Book, right? Okay, I would love to be a part of it.
That's
I may
cool.
not have the skill set, but I'm just saying.
No, that's cool, man. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a hard question. I would maybe say, it's hard.
Fun.
Well,
Yeah.
I think if we're talking old school, then I'd have to give it a bit more thought, I guess. I do really
Okay.
like Road to El Dorado.
Right.
But yeah, old school is tricky.
Dalmatian.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do like Dalmatians a lot. That's probably up there. Yeah, probably that one. More modern, I guess. Well, slightly more modern is still probably Ratatouille.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I know.
That's my favorite animated film. So it'd be like an animating Skinner, probably. Such a fun character.
Yeah.
As this comes down, it needs to be.
I think I'd prefer to be a part of when it comes to modern. Animated modern. Finding Nemo would have been interesting.
Yeah, man, that'd be so good.
Especially the sharks. That's like my favorite.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Hello, Bruce.
Hello, Bruce. And they're all Australian, like.
So good.
The accent's so good. Man.
My old supervisor at Sony animated Bruce.
No way.
Yeah, he was like one of the main animators for him.
Nice. Oh.
He showed us his like early sketches he did of he did the put that picture back where it came from, also help me. He did that dancing shot of Mike
Wait.
Wazowski.
Which
And he-
one?
Where he's like singing he's pretending to be in a play so that people aren't suspicious of him. I'll find the clip. It's easier to show
Oh, this
than
is
me
it.
try and Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not he did do some Dory in Nemo. Here you go, this shot. He did this one.
A scene for the upcoming company play called Put That Thing Back Where It Came From, or So Help Me. It's a musical. Yeah, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. So help me, so help me. What's the
So good. He was really good at he is really good at like comedic timing and like rhythm and like getting to the essence of the punchline kind of thing. He was really good at that stuff.
That's definitely a hard thing to balance, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Where would you start? That's like my question. Like,
Yeah.
maybe try at your desk for a bit, and then if you have no idea, just go ask someone.
Yeah, it is tricky. I guess there's definitely like a level of intuitive sensibilities when it comes to that stuff. It's like getting to the core of what the joke is.
Yeah.
And then building your scene around that. Like, you don't want to take away from the punchline, and everything needs to hit that beat and build up to it. So like, you're probably better off starting at the end and working backwards. Yeah, because otherwise the joke doesn't land right. Like, you don't want to add so much build up and filler to the punchline that then when the punchline happens, you don't feel it, right?
Yeah.
So you almost, I think with jokes, the more simple it is, the better, really. Yeah, he did that shot in Nemo where she goes like, "Do ya, do ya, do ya," and her eyes get like really big to the camera.
Yeah.
And then
That
she's
was a
like,
good
"Ooh, yeah, come fight me now," kind of thing. Yeah, he did loads of great stuff. It was quite early on in production on Spider-Verse. He just took us like a big, like, behind the scenes on all this Pixar stuff.
Right. Dang. Finding Nemo. That would have been good.
So good, man. That is one of my favorites. I think it's underrated. People do like it, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like people give it as much credit as I still feel like it's due.
Right.
I think I'm just a sucker for like a journey film as well, where like they go off on an adventure and then like this thing happens and you go to this place and this thing happens. Like, you're discovering the world that they live in as much as you are the characters. And I don't think there's a lot of movies. There are movies that still do that, but not to the same extent. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are movies out there, it's like, oh, this is a little bit about this world, but then they've moved on from it so quickly, or it doesn't feel like they're putting the characters in the position, but they're not really using the position, if that makes sense.
Yeah. More like a good example would be Onward, right?
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's super good. And for some reason, I kept hearing people say that it feels like a DreamWorks movie. For me, like, I don't know why you would say that. I don't know.
I didn't get that vibe.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't really feel like it felt like a DreamWorks film for me. I think, I mean, it feels pretty Pixar-y, I would say.
Yeah. Especially for the ending that they had.
Yes, the ending, absolutely.
It was like super,
like, emotional at its core and stuff, right?
Yeah. Let him meet his dad.
Yeah. How wide does this need to go to catch her in the frame?
When you were like in your early days of animating in feature, did you still get notes on like your mechanics or whatever? Or was it like...
I still do now, man.
Alright.
Like, I got a note the other day. There's a character who we're seeing over their shoulder, and then they do like a 180 turn, and then they walk away.
Yeah.
And it's quite close to camera, the entire shot. But at one point, again, like, one thing that's tricky with the style we're doing is it's like quite oversimplified in some ways mechanically. Like, you don't want to make it feel too fleshy or organic or too heavy, because then it feels out of place with all the action, because the action is very stylized.
Okay.
And the way I had him turn, he felt too isolated, and it felt like it just needed a little bit of breaking up, a little bit more weight shifting in there, because I'd oversimplified it too much.
Okay.
But once I was told the notes, I could address it straight away, and then there wasn't any extra notes after that. It was like, oh yeah, I can see where the mechanics are off here, so I went away, looked into it more. I kind of I saw what he was looking for. I addressed it, and he was like, yeah, it works much better now. There was no extra notes.
Okay.
So I think sometimes that first pass you kind of get maybe blinded by, or you take a direction a little either too literally, or sometimes it's a fine tune to find where the style fits right. But I think I don't normally get notes on like your weight is feeling off or something. Like I think I have a good sense of weight now for the most part. It's more like there's no, I wouldn't get notes on balance normally. I think my generally my core mechanics are there. It's more like catering to stylization is the part that I normally get notes on.
Okay.
But I think that's normal part of the process, really, because like you're still figuring out the style as you go on the show, and then like it's only in like the last few months do you actually really feel like you actually understand the style.
Right.
At least that's my experience.
So you're saying like it's kind of chill, like
like, in I would say in film
it
it is,
right.
It depends on the budget of the film,
right? They're not expecting you to hit every single shot in the first go.
No, I think it's in an ideal scenario you get by off quite quickly. I think it really depends on your supervisor as well as to what they're looking for. Because they look sometimes on certain styles and certain, naturally people have their strengths, and I think once you get to a certain degree of, at least for instance, obviously the most high profile place I've worked at Sony, at least in my experience there, it was very much a case of the supervisor wouldn't ever give you notes on execution. He was there for choices and making sure like performance was correct. And he doesn't care necessarily how much you get there in terms of execution, like how you get there, because that's what the leads are there for. So the leads you spend a lot of time with, and they give you very thorough notes. And then by the time you have to get it approved by your lead before you can then present to your supervisor. And then the super would go away and sometimes they give you execution notes, but most of the time, like our super was Alan Hawken, he's very much performance heavy, like making sure we're making the right acting choices and that kind of stuff, and how it lends to the story. And then I had like 2 main leads. The thing that was really interesting is all the leads were very different from each other at Sony, and they all have their strengths. And they all look for different things, at least in my experience. The reason I say this is because I had quite a few of the leads on the show, because I started quite early, and then they were shuffling people around on production so much that like for the first 6-7 months of production, I had a different lead maybe every month or so. And then it was only in like the last 5-6 months were we like officially on certain teams. But like for instance, I'd say the 2 main leads I worked with at the beginning was Nick Kondo and Siggy. I forget how you pronounce his surname. He's quite a tricky one to pronounce. But Nick was probably the main lead I had, and he was very like specific on like shape language and emphasizing and pushing things. And again, he was very style based too. But then it's tricky. I would say that Siggy was very much like about pushing things and like really leaning into what the shot needed. So if it was very subtle, he'd like make it more subtle, make it more subtle. If it was like exaggerated, he's like, nah, push this here way more, push that thing here way more. So he was very much like, what does the shot need and how can we really lean into that idea? And then I would say that So my main lead that I had at the end was Rohini, and she was like one of the acting leads, like was one of the acting teams, and she was.
Right.
I would say that her thing was more like very specific principles. So like it would be less about the choices because those choices are being made by the soup, and it was
Right.
more about like hitting the notes from the soup and executing like spacing and timing and that stuff, like really just tying that stuff down.
Okay.
So yeah, it was what all this to say that she was like, well, rather they all had a very different way of approaching things, and obviously there were going to be certain ways that you work that just work better, like you gel and connect with a certain lead better than others, for sure.
Interesting.
Is there like a particular animator or lead that you've like feel like you've really learned the most from?
Oh, you know Tom, right?
Which Tom?
Tom Sutton.
Oh yeah, Sutton. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's in the stream sometimes.
We worked on a Paw together, Paw
Nice.
Patrol. And
Yeah.
All of this stuff is like mad good, and you're constantly like framing through his stuff, and learning a lot.
Yeah, he's great.
And he also gives like really straight notes. Like he doesn't like go around or like, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Like, yeah, Ajeet, come on, this is shit. Like, okay, yeah, I'll fix it, man.
To the point.
Yeah, to the point. Like, and I prefer it that way.
Yeah.
It's a shit. Yeah, go for it, man. Just rip it apart and tell me what to fix, and I can go from there.
There we go.
Yeah.
I think the staging is working better now. So it's still quite punchy, but you don't really lose track of the character. I'm going to slightly change the spacing so that you don't go so high here with her as she drops on the blocking. But then here, you still read her settling as we settle in to that beat, and then you read her go across, and then it catches up.
Yeah.
So I think
What's she gonna do when she's going across?
She's running across the wall.
Oh,
So-
she's running across the wall. Okay.
Yeah, so she's gonna like hang on to this sign, which I'm gonna have it slightly collapse as she lands onto it, so it kind of goes like a kind of thing. And then she's building up her boots to like project energy.
Yeah.
So it kind of does like a whoop kind of thing, and then she runs across the wall and then jumps down and then lands and walks across.
Right.
I reckon this beat at the very end may need a little bit more time because she runs through quite quickly. She walks in at the end quite fast. Like it feels like she's, unless I make it so that she's jogging. But I also feel like I may need to play it more nonchalant, like she's not drawing attention to herself.
Yeah.
So when she lands, I want to have this beat where she like lands and then like kind of hangs for a bit and then she goes into the walk. So I think that rhythm might change a little bit at the end, but for now, I'm just going to start blocking out her dropping. We're actually getting to some animation today, guys. But at any point, if you need to head off, Ajeet, just do let me know. You don't feel obligated to stick around if it goes on too long.
I'll stick around. It's also good that I can get some animation done.
Right. So now this is where she drops down and lands onto this. So there's definitely going to be a beat in here where it crashes. I might even have to make sure that we read what she falls onto. I might even have a part of this collapse on itself. I'll explain what I mean in a second.
Which one do you mean? Like
So like
collapse?
the sign, as it cranks, the lower part might actually like hang. Like it
Okay.
splits off and hangs down.
Yeah.
So in here, she's going to land around here. I keep on getting ads. So then by this point here, it's going to have collapsed. So this part can crank down a little. Let's turn off the ball.
Here's how I quit grocery
Oh, I keep on getting more adverts.
I used to spend.
Oh, I can skip that one. There we go. So that's going to rotate down. And then these parts, I'm going to have it hang. I think that'll do. So now, when she lands here, oops. Might have it slightly overshoot. There you go. So it lands and slightly just brings that part to drop down. And then she can slightly feel that weight as she drops now. So I just need to find that end pose, which can be around here. So I need to figure out the mechanic as well of how she drops down. I was trying to remember what I was thinking of earlier. So she's sliding here, she coils. I don't want to repeat what I did before. That's the only thing. What did I think of? The thing is, just to make it even more complicated, she's gonna have a beer in her hand the entire time.
I know you did have that idea, right? Like her stealing some stuff from the crowd. And
Yes.
that was actually a good idea. Maybe like just take an olive from a glass
Yeah.
of, how and then she can
That's a nice idea.
with just a toothpick, and she can flick the toothpick and then the collar and then enter.
That's cool. That's a nice idea. Yeah, I like the olive pick idea. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if that would still. I think it could read.
Where are you planning to make that happen though? Like, is it in that balcony kind of setup where she's like?
Yeah, so it's slightly earlier.
Right.
So it's this part here where she swipes her arm through. I know it doesn't read right now because of the camera, so I need to tighten that up a little bit in there. But as she swipes through there, that's where she's going to grab something. And then she rolls through and lands down. Whilst we're in this part, I might actually just go in and fix the spacing that I wanted to fix from last week. This needs to be higher. And then as we come down... Wait, did I already fix it? Oh, I think I did. And then, yeah, this is a really tricky one. Because I need her to be able to push off and run. I did have her in a... I'm trying to think if I have a pose like this earlier on in the whole piece. I don't think I actually do. I'm just going to triple check.
Like a running pose?
The anticipation pose before the run. I have this thing where we need to read her boots charging up. So in my head, it was going to kind of be this very simplistic triangular pose. See if I can do a very janky sketch of it. Oops.
I think there's a moment where she's like sliding down a board in the middle. Remember?
Yeah.
Before she kicks before she kicks.
I can find the play blasts because I think there was. Let's have a look. The closest pose I can think of in my mind is this one. To what the next one's going to be, but I want to do something slightly different.
I thought I was actually thinking of another place where she was jumping on that vehicle. I think right after this, she kicks,
and slides down. This
down.
bit.
Oh yeah, this bit right before that.
Yeah.
Right after. Yeah.
It's gonna be. I guess it's kind of similar. It'll be slightly different. I guess the thing I was thinking of is like having this very triangular graphic shape.
Okay.
So that her head will be here, her arms are back holding on to the edge, and then her knees will be tucked in here kind of thing.
Okay.
And then when she pushes, then it's a very clear, direct body motion.
Yeah.
I guess. So yeah, I was going to experiment with that and see if that's going to work. But I just didn't want it to feel too similar to another beat. But I guess there's only so many ways you can hang on a sign.
Yeah.
So she's going to wrap around this way. And then she's going to drop down. And her body is going to be pointing this way. So now we can reset the spine, and the arms, and the legs. I am not sure why her shoulders are so weird. Oh, I did reset those. There we go. This one is very clear. Line in her chest, then her head will be looking up. Her arms are going to be back. Get that tension in the shoulders.
You're just gonna pose it up.
Yeah.
I'm a lot faster than trying to get it.
I'm just basically feel it out as I pose. Like, I would thumbnail, but sometimes you can get, if you have a clear idea, sometimes it's easier just to try and do it. In scene.
Yeah. It's a lot more easier.
I think it depends how complex the pose is, but this one's going to be pretty simple. In theory. Something along these lines. And then I can have the wrist have a bit of weight in it. I think that'll do for now. And then I can do some in-betweens. This is where she's dropping. This is where I'm using Tween Machine. I'm just using hotkeys to ease in and out.
Right.
And then I just rebuild the pose from there. Just check where the ball is, yeah. Do I tuck the legs in here, then have that contrast? Go into the straight. I think it's also going to look a lot better once I've posed out her face, because her face just has zero appeal this entire shot right now. I think there's also some weird squash and stretch control that's been turned on this entire time, so her face is never level. But I just haven't bothered changing it.
The rig is pretty dense, right?
Yeah, it's a very good rig. Studio library. CYBERPHONK. Right hand. Hey, that is her right hand. Oh, I'm selecting the wrong. I'm an idiot. So I'm gonna really tuck those legs in now. Quite nice having the delay on the other leg though. Again, this is the type of stuff that I wouldn't have even thought to have drawn. Had I like, do you ever find that like if you're using like the in-betweens that are like this, however it's splining in the shot?
Yeah.
Sometimes that actually inspires poses.
Oh, like it's like giving you free animation.
Yeah, or like it's more inspiring a pose to be like, oh, actually, that's quite cool if that thing drags, but I didn't choose to have it necessarily drag that way. It just kind of happened.
Definitely, yeah.
And then as we come down, that's definitely going to be punchy.
I often find that when like trying to like get my spacing right in certain things, and you don't know what you did, but it feels right, and then you're like, I'm not gonna touch it.
yeah, it's that idea. I'm not gonna touch that. Look, yeah, that was completely intentional.
Exactly what I was going for.
Yeah. You had no say in this computer. Do I just keep the drag in the chest? Just get this really big straight. We get the contacts on the foot.
Here's a non-animation related question. What's your favorite Indian food?
What's my favorite? What? Sorry?
Indian food.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. It depends what mood I'm in.
Because chicken tikka masala is like the national food, right?
we don't talk about that. No, it's funny. I mean, it is the UK national, I guess, but also I find it embarrassing when people only order korma.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not what I consider Indian food. But then also, just to be a complete hypocrite to that, I am also a sucker for pasanda.
What?
Pasanda, it's kind of like an almondy. It's more like sweet and mild. But then to contrast that, I actually really like spicy food. So
Right.
if I'm in the mood for something spicy, then I will be like, not necessarily like vindaloo, wouldn't be like,
Right.
but I would want to go for some of their hotter stuff for sure.
Right. Right.
Yeah, pasanda.
It's like a sweet.
Yeah, it's a sweet curry.
Ah,
I think it's mostly almond based.
right.
I'll see what it's made of. Hold on, I can bring it up. What's your favorite?
Oh, when it comes to Indian food, anything with like paneer in it.
Nice.
Do you like paneer?
Yeah,
Not a big fan, no?
no, I do.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Anything with paneer, yeah. And garlic, like prawns, yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Like the breads.
Yeah.
Even though that's a bit North Indian food,
Okay.
for down south, I'll probably like the dosas and the idlis.
No, I'm a big.
Staple.
I do like my Indian food.
Right.
It's up there in top 3 of like international foods for sure.
What are the others?
I do like Japanese food a lot. So, like, I like a lot of ramens and sushi and that kind of stuff. I guess even though it's like the most generic, I do feel like I would miss Italian food if I
Right.
didn't have it.
Right.
It's like, yeah, it's a tricky one, I guess. Like, I don't, because it's like the most it's the most popular and like used restaurant in most countries. I find it a bit boring when people are like, let's go to an Italian restaurant. So I'm like, come on, we can pick somewhere else. But at the same time, like, it's usually good. So like,
Yeah.
you can't really argue with it.
Yeah, it's one of those that it never goes wrong. Like,
Yeah. Do I bring that arm out? I'm wondering if I literally just keep this really simple and have the arms catch early as well, and then the body just like follows through. But I don't want it to feel too passive either. That's the part that I struggle with. I want her to feel control of everything she's doing. Otherwise it feels like she's like,
to second nature for.
yeah, exactly. You want it to feel like everything is calculated, like she does this all the time. You don't want it to feel like anything was a mistake, or like that she doesn't know what she's doing. Which I guess the way to do that is to keep her upper half leading the action, so that her whole body doesn't like flop down.
Yeah.
This might be a fun time to add a bit of a cheeky, exaggerated smear or something. Just get a little bit of stretch in there. Just get a bit of scale on the head. Don't want to go too far. And then those arms are already going to be in contact now. And then this is going to be really tight. Ease in. There you go. I might be able to, if I did, this is the other tricky thing, is like the whole FK-IK switching. I don't want to switch too often if I don't have to, but she does have her feet contacting, and if I want to have her like overshoot or anything here, I'm probably going to have to just switch to IK.
Right. You got Animbot, right? Like
You can, but not with this rig. Because of the way it's set up. So all the switches are on different controls, whereas the way Animbot works is it detects where the positions are under one control.
Oh no.
So it, like most rigs, if you had like the FK control, then the switch for it is on the hand. So it understands that the location of where that control is needs to be repositioned to that same place. But the switches on this are in an entirely separate menu on a different control. So the coordinate is in the wrong place.
So how are you going about it?
It's hard.
Manually? Please don't say it.
Not. I have to do manual from IK to FK, but from FK to IK, I can use world space copying.
Okay.
So that's what I'm literally about to do. So I just copied the FK world space of the ankle, and I can switch the left leg to IK, and then paste the world space. And then just repose slightly. But at least the translate's in the right place. Yeah, it is annoying. But that's the workaround, unfortunately. It's kind of nice having a whole menu where you can see, oh, everything is in this space, this thing is in that space, and this is like, this is FK, this is IK. Like, it's nice in some ways, but in other ways it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's inconvenient because half the tools don't work. There we go. So now when I have that, on this key they can snap. So now I can add overshoots. And it's in IK. There you go. So this can overshoot down. Oh, do I really want to? Nah, I'm not going to put the arms into IK. I'll just keep.
Fake it.
Yeah, I'll fake it. I might actually have the head scoop a little bit though. So the head's going to slightly overshoot up while the body goes down. That'll do for blocking. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to play Blast. The chat's been pretty quiet today.
Yeah.
Normally they're throwing questions our way. Do you guys not want to know more about Ajeet? Come on, let's learn from this guy. To be fair, I've also been relatively quiet. There's been a bit of problem solving.
Yeah. I like that name, 8 to the J.
It's funny you say that because when I was a kid, I tried to get AJ to be like what kids called me, and there was another guy in my
Wait.
class who was called
They called you AJ?
well, my middle name is Jay,
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Aaron J. Baker. So
Okay.
yeah, my that's a whole other separate topic we can discuss in a minute because there's a bit of a for me it's a bit of an embarrassing story. But yeah, I tried to get AJ to land as a kid, but there was another person in my class called like Alexander James or something, and he stole it.
Okay.
Like he got in the swoop before I did, so then people called him AJ. I was like, that was gonna be my name.
Jay.
But yeah, I remember when we were at that's really fast actually. When we were at Sony, when we first started, you had to just put your name in, and it did specify, do you have middle names? I guess it didn't say it was mandatory, but I put my middle name in, and I was like, why not? And then that then followed in that when they created my account for the studio, they put my middle name in it. So like when we had chats, it had my full name, which felt very formal. And then they used that they use that information to put it into the credits, and I didn't think they would. I just thought they would put Aaron Baker, but they didn't. They put Aaron J. Baker in my credits at Sony. So I was like, I just kind of feel a bit awkward about it, because I'm like, I didn't want it to come across like it was a really formal, like, oh, this is me kind of thing. It was like, no, take it away, to the point where my lead would tease me about it, and he would call me Aaron J. This is Nick Kondo. He'd always call me Aaron J. And I was like, it makes it feel really formal. And I'm just like, he's probably just doing it in a playful way, but it made me be like, no, I don't want it to feel like, I want to be your friend. I don't want to feel like it's business.
Aaron J.
Like
My name's
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my name's also pretty long, like Ajeet Krishnan Venkata. It's a long name, and I would prefer just Ajeet because that's my name.
That's fair. I do like this beat, but it is very quick right now, so I feel like I need to blend it somehow on the camera again. I wonder what would happen is this transition if I just literally blend smooth out. Because now we're starting to lose her, that's the only thing. As she slides here, we lose her for a beat before we then see her again. So I don't really want to do that. I do like this transition, but I wonder if I can slow it down so that maybe at the ending, maybe this part is faster. It's really tricky. I'm gonna have to play it with sound because otherwise it's just not gonna work. It works. It feels better with the sound because the sound gets faster as well.
Yeah. And it reads, so I guess it's a win. Right.
Yeah, because a kind of thing. So on that part here, there, both. That's when it's gonna go. So it'd be quite a fast build up. And then she'll run across. I think it could work. Hey, how's it going?
Memesy. Nice name.
Yeah, cheers, Memesy. I appreciate it. I'm going to stick with this timing for now, and if I change my mind later, we'll see.
Change it.
there. So this is where she's going to blast over the other side. Now, how does she run? That's the next thing. I don't want it really to feel like a... You probably know what I mean when I say like a Prince of Persia run or like an Assassin's Creed run, where it's like the ninja. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. I would rather it felt more unique if I can help it.
You should probably just use it as a, just land 1 feet and then just spin and she can land.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's one larger stride rather than lots of little ones.
Yeah.
I think I could do that. It also feels more parkoury because that's kind of what they do with cat passes. Where I actually do it earlier in the shot, where like they push off of their legs, they grab with their arms, and they throw the rest of their body into it.
Yeah.
Let's try that then. I feel like I'm doing the Spider-Verse leap of faith. You get the close-up of the feet just pushing off the glass. Is it his feet or is it his hands? It's his hands, isn't it? His like fingertips press off the glass.
Fingertips. Yeah.
Yeah. More Spider-Man.
I came across a post that said they're gonna make a standalone movie for
Hobie.
Hobie, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I saw that as well. I think that would be a real challenge because like his whole art direction is mental.
Oh, for me, it wasn't even the art direction. It was like the accent. Like, his accent is super like. It's like London, right?
Yeah, it is very London. It is very London.
That's the part I would be concerned about. Like, how would you reflect or like show it in his body language or like, so it doesn't feel not London-y, I guess.
Yeah, well, they'll probably lean into that. Like, he's supposed to be from, like, I don't even know. I guess he's a little bit Cockney.
Right.
But you'd probably want to lean into that with his attitude. I forget where it is. I forget. Number one, I forget what the actor's name is. Number two, I forget where he's from in London, but he is from London.
His name is Jake Klug.
Kluwer, yeah. I think. What's his name? Hobie Brown.
Accent's super good. My name's
Daniel Kluwer, yeah.
Kluwer. Yeah.
Where's he from? He's born in Camden. Okay. I was thinking Camden, but I didn't want to get it wrong. But yeah, I used to live in Camden when I first moved to London.
Nice.
But yeah, okay, so that's not Cockney. Cockney's east, but Camden's north. So yeah, I mean you can definitely lean into a lot of the body language that someone from London would have. But then I guess there aren't. I can't think of many London animators that are at Sony. There are some who have lived in London, but not from the UK. If that makes sense, because there's, I guess, with every culture, there's a lot of like nuance, right?
Yeah.
To like the body language and how they speak and all that stuff.
Would you say that you would be able to easily animate?
Not easily, but I feel like with the right mindset, I could probably get into character.
Probably, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
But I would definitely probably also like talk to my partner about it because she's from London.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She's from South, so the opposite side of Camden, but she knows the vibe.
Right.
Question is, how fast am I going to have her dart across the screen? I do want it to be pretty quick. Could have her twist into it, that could be quite cool. And then one leg can lean in. I'm just going to go back to FK now. Screw IK. When things are moving too quickly, like you're posing for one frame and then they're out of it again before the leg stretches too fast. So you might as well just do it in FK.
Counter.
Are you like an FK arm person or an IK arm person?
Oh, definitely FK. Like,
nice.
It is.
That is the right answer. No, I'm joking. There is no bias. I'm just teasing. Yeah.
But definitely like understanding if it's an FK, understanding like how the 3 different axes work, because each one is gonna do something unique, right?
Yeah.
Like the Z is gonna do something. So I think it would be really tricky if it's gonna be all in IK.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're gonna run into like problems if it's gonna be IK.
Yeah, that's the thing I find. It's easier to pose in IK at the beginning, but then you spend just as much time later in refine, like getting the arcs working. So you might as well. I mean, you're kind of weighing up the pros and cons, but my logic is that like with FK, it's much more anatomical and how our arm actually works because it's forward kinetic.
Yeah.
And so it's easier to refine when you get into it because you can actually understand how different rotations are like breaking up. And then you can get the nuance in there. And you get the arcs for free. So
that's true.
Would you say that you prefer acting shots over like mechanic shots?
Acting shots or like body mechanics, like what you're doing?
Somewhere in the middle. It doesn't have to be as extreme as what I'm doing.
I would prefer the acting, I guess, because the way I see it, I might be wrong on this, but let's say for a shot like what you're doing, you could simply focus on just the craft and getting the mechanics right. and the principles right. Whereas in the character and the performance side of it, you're dealing with like thought process and
Yes.
getting the emotions right, and you might think you're hitting the right emotion, but the guy next to you may not feel it, and then
Yeah.
you gotta redo again. So I feel like that's a lot more challenging in my head.
That's fair. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Whereas a body mechanic shot, you're only thinking about the physics, but the downside is you can easily mess it up if it's gonna look bad.
Yeah.
Like
You know when it looks wrong.
Yeah. I think it was Ronnie Namani's video with Aaron McGriff.
Oh yeah. I watched that.
Uh-huh. And Ronnie was saying that the guys who are doing all these heavy lifting body mechanic shots should get a lot of credits because usually, in the dailies, it would just go by and nobody would comment on it, and then another animator would come and he would just animate like a couple of eye darts, and then everybody would be losing their mind.
Yeah. So funny.
I don't know. That was super funny. I'm like, wait, what? That happens? Like,
yeah. I don't know. I can see where they're coming from. Like, I guess you can resonate with the nuanced stuff, but if it's like really crazy action, I still feel like there's a lot of animators that like are blown away by that stuff. It takes a much longer time to kind of like get it cooking and like see the results coming to the completion.
Yeah. Because body mechanics is definitely like hard. Like it's no jokes.
Yeah, it's tough. I definitely admire people who can just do it really like naturally. Like they don't struggle with it at all. Like there's a guy in our team right now. His name is Joel Ho, who's insane. We found him through Twitter, but he's worked professionally at many places. I think he did some. I might be wrong. I think he did do some Blizzard stuff for a time.
Okay.
But yeah, his stuff is crazy. Whenever his shot comes out, I'm like, man, how do you do this? He's just got like this really nice punchy timing to everything.
Yeah. Or maybe like you worked with David Hahn, right?
Yes.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Yeah, David's mad.
How are you thinking this in your head? Like,
he's similar to Joel. To be fair, they have a similar like. I don't know how you describe it. Similar mindset, I guess.
Right. At this point, I think I'm going way overboard and like breaking this rig too much.
I think this part is so quick as well. I'm gonna have to do this on ones because some of the contacts aren't reading, or they are, but the transitions aren't reading. Yeah, it's not quite working yet. Leg needs to be further back. This is definitely gonna be a lot of cheating. I wonder if I can just copy world space of the knee and the foot. And it kind of worked. Just missing those passing positions. That's better. The irony in me saying, "Oh yeah, I don't think I'm going to have them do too many steps," and now they're doing too many steps.
Hello, animators.
Hey, how's it going? And this needs to be in this breakdown. You got any plans tomorrow, Ajeet?
For the Sunday,
Yeah.
none. Probably work on the shot again.
Fair.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, get some progress in because there's Spark CG Society event is coming
Okay.
up on 20th. Yeah, it would be great to get this polished to the next stage and maybe go there and show people, get some feedback on it.
Nice. See how this looks. We're getting to that stage now where I can nearly play blast to the end of the shot and it doesn't feel weird. Nearly. It still feels a little weird. She's just stuck on the wall right now. Yeah, that's cool.
That works.
Because there's that dun 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 dun. It does like a and on that last 4 notes is where she's running.
I just realized I haven't your on mute on Twitch because you're connected on Discord and I don't hear the sounds.
Oh. I think that works. Yeah, because then there's the extra. It happens a little bit late. I think that accent there, that little beat is where she needs to land. So I think this is going to be slightly retimed on the camera. There, here is where she needs to land. So this ball and the camera are going to be slightly tweaked. once I've made this timing change, I think I'm gonna call it there if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that's the ball. Oh, this is actually funny. The timing of the ball actually did work to what I blocked, and it didn't change. I didn't think that would end up happening. But here definitely needs to be faster.
You got any plans for tomorrow?
No, it's the one weekend that we've actually had quite open. The next couple coming up are pretty busy, where we're meeting, like we have friends over, or we're going to other friends and going to see my parents and stuff. So, yeah, we're having kind of a chilled one this weekend.
Nice. Your parents live close by?
Fairly, yeah. They live in Cambridge, which is, well, I say Cambridge, live in the middle of nowhere, but Cambridge is the closest.
Okay.
And that people recognise. But it takes about door to door is like a couple of hours, which isn't bad for London standards. So yeah, they're not too far. I have like a whole different sense of scale than I think like probably a lot of the audience here, and like most people I speak to are from like US side of things.
Right.
And obviously everything's on such a larger scale than the UK. The UK is this like tiny island where I'm thinking, oh yeah, driving 4 hours is like crazy. But for other people, it's like, nah, it's like every day for us.
I don't think I can survive for 4 hours.
Needs to happen a little faster. This is interesting. Now that we've got this more time at the end where it can go slower, this has actually worked in our favour slightly. Because there's this beat at the very end where I think the shot's actually longer than 1400. Yeah, it is, but only because there's like settling at the end.
Right.
Because there's this little extra accent, and we could use that for where she pops the collar, or it could be like where she's eaten the olive and then she flicks the toothpick.
Yeah.
So I can slow this down.
Hit the robot.
Yeah. Just hits the guy that she killed. Still want to slow that down. And then these doors need to be slightly delayed. Let's try that. The ball's going to be in this version, but it's just to see the timing of the whole shot. Oh, I forgot to do something in the camera. The camera also needed delaying to track the character more. Yeah, in here. Because that's too... Yeah, it needs delaying. Okay, now we can do it. Oh, we got a couple of people in the chat now. Oh, you haven't been able to animate yet. Sorry to hear that, man. Do I animate in stepped and then spline? Typically, yes. I would animate in stepped until I basically, even when I'm working in spline, I basically bake on twos and then work on twos without looking at the spline. A lot of the time, I play back in spline, but I'm not working in spline, if that makes sense. That's how I work the majority of the time. What about you?
Are you asking me?
Yes, sorry, I'm asking you, Ajeet. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I think probably going from a step to a spline, similar approach, like how you're going about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I'm like convinced with the spline state, I guess I'm just like going frame by frame. Like you have no other choice, right? Like,
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, once you get, if you're working on ones, then yeah, sure, you have no choice. But like,
yeah,
you can. I try to stay in step for as long as possible a lot of the time. But then if I was doing something, in a style that was more organic and more grounded, then I would probably lean more in spline.
Right.
Like when we did Spirit, for instance, a lot of the horse stuff I did in spline because it just made sense to find the weight.
Just in spline, that you mean?
Sorry?
Like straight up spline instead of steps, or like a hybrid.
A kind of a hybrid. So I had a workflow where I animated the root in spline to begin with.
Yeah.
And then once I got the broad parts of like the ups and downs and the turning and everything, I would then put the hips and the chest in certain channels. I would convert that root motion onto the chest and hips, so then I could offset it and get like the overlap and follow through. And then I would do like pose passes over the top to like get the legs in the right positions and get the head like, you know, leading in a nice way. So that's kind of where I revert back to my like stepped process a little bit more.
Got it.
But to get the main timing and spacing for the weights, I would do in spline first.
Right. I think for this dog shot, I didn't do like a stepped approach. I think I did more of a layered, getting just the COD first, and then animating the hips and the chest separately, and then the legs just layered them in. Yeah, more like a hybrid layer.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's looking really nice, man. Just watching it now.
Yeah, I got the like punching the timing. I think the ears I might have to like polish a little more, but adding that ear floppiness is definitely helping a lot.
Yeah, gives it a little bit of weight, doesn't it? And a bit bouncier.
Play it. Yeah, this one's better.
Really fun. Great stuff, dude.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, Dinkin. I really appreciate the comment there. I figure out camera offset issue and had a current. Ooh, you're doing a Spider-Verse like shot there, Danish. Yeah, the dog is hungry.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Play there.
Fixed is awesome. Have you seen any clips of Fixed, Ajeet?
What's that?
A new Netflix film called Fixed, 2D. It's
No.
what's the director's name? Very famous. It's gonna annoy me now. He did Hotel.
Oh, Fixed.
Yeah.
It's the dog.
Yes.
For some reason, they've made it R-rated. Why? Like...
Watch the film and you'll know why.
Okay.
It's incredibly R-rated. Like, when it comes to like sexual innuendos and even like stuff that you see on screen sexually, like there's not much of a filter.
Oh my God.
Honestly,
right.
like if you find anything like if you find sex humor uncomfortable, you won't like that film.
Yeah, it's not my area. Like even
Yes, it's
like
Gendy.
Blue
Thank
Eyes.
you. Yeah.
Like Blue Eye Samurai.
Yeah.
Like that stuff. That's a bit too much for me. Yeah. I saw certain clips and storyboards of Blue Eye Samurai. It was super good, but to watch a show with that much of a content like blood and nudity, it was a bit. I was like, okay, I don't think this is for me. I'm gonna go back to watching dogs talk.
That's fair.
Yeah. But Arcane was good for me. Like
Okay.
that violence was a perfect balance for me with performance and violence.
Gotcha.
Blue Eye Samurai was just like, oof, this is too much for me. Like
that's fair.
Hard to process. Yeah.
I don't have too many filters when it comes to like R-rated stuff in any kind of situation, I guess.
Yeah.
The only stuff that I do get uncomfortable with is when it feels like more realistic surgery based things. So, like I couldn't watch a documentary about hospitals. Like because I know it's real. I know they're operating on those people, but if it's like body horror or very violent, grotesque blood, that kind of stuff, or like gore, I'm fine. Like I'll watch Saw and I don't bat an eyelid, kind of thing.
Right.
It's a weird thing with that.
Right.
That's cool, Danish. They are working on a shot that's on 2s with a moving camera. It's very similar to what I'm doing here as well. Yes, it is a bit. Yeah, it is a learning curve for sure.
Hilarious.
Cool. Yeah, let's watch this back and see if it timing wise works for the ending now. I think it's working. I need to slow down. There's a couple of little bits in there that need a bit of tweaking. This needs to be slowed down at the end. And then this part here did feel quite fast from the drop. But I think it's also because the spacing on the ball is different now. In here, this needs to be tighter. I just need to match the timing and spacing of the ball to the character so that it's not distracting. Yeah, okay, this is gonna need slightly retiming. So we need to spend a little bit longer through there. Then this needs to be earlier. So we spend a bit more time in the hang time. Need to retime this part as well. Because he's jumping earlier now. And landing earlier. Let's try this. Yeah, you should definitely, for people in the chat, definitely watch Fixed. It is really fun. I watched it at Annecy Festival that was like over the summer, and the audience, it was hilarious. There were like some people who walked out of the screening in like the first 10 minutes because they're like, this is already too much for them. And there were other people just in stitches laughing. So like, it really divides an audience. But like, for those who like that type of humor, it's like probably one of the best things you'll ever see. Now that I actually know it's out, I'll see if I can watch it with my partner this evening.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
And it's all 2D. That's the
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, it's really, really well animated, I will say that. Okay.
It's nice how 2D's coming back.
Definitely. I think it did take a long time though. I remember in the talk that Gendy was saying it took them like 12 years or something to get
What?
Yeah, to get it off the ground properly. So
Was it because it was R-rated? Like, I don't get it.
yeah, I think it might have been. I think that was an aspect of it anyway.
Interesting.
So now this is feeling too fast. Try this. Just trying to get that timing, spacing to work, so it's not. It feels like there's a natural flow, but also still hits the accents so that you read the beats. It's a tricky balance.
Are you adjusting the ball or the?
Both. I was
Right.
adjusting the ball, not through this part, but like the latter half, to get the timing and the weights right for where the accent needs to hit. But then also hit the staging. Like I was changing the camera as well. I think there's definitely enough of a beat in there to read still, but then try and transition over to her. It still feels a little punchy. I still might be able to take some frames away from the dead person beat, possibly. But yeah, I do like the toothpick idea. The idea of just like stealing the olive. I think that's fun. It may not necessarily read as clearly as the stealing the bottle, but I think if I had it so that like maybe it knocked the bottle out, like the cocktail glass out of his hand or something, and then like water went out the way, and then you see the toothpick in her hand. There's a clear beat for that. Then I think it could work.
You're gonna have like crowds in front of the dead body as well, right?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna, and they're standing out at the bar. So maybe before she enters, one you can have a crowd person have that glass with the olive, and she can steal the olive there, and then go in.
That's true.
With the
That's true.
Yeah, I know you were planning for doing that steel part in the balcony section, right?
Yeah, it is tricky to read right now. So yeah, it could be there are lots of different ways you could do it. You could do it so that she actually steals a menu here, so that she's covering her face.
Yeah.
From like a guy that's like a robot surveillancing here. Through this beat, there could be someone who's like facing this direction, asking questions, and she like slides and covers her face. Like there's things that we could play around with that could have two beats.
Yeah.
Like two ideas. That's why I haven't like invested in like props yet, because I'm still exploring ideas. Yeah, still fast. I think I can slightly smooth out the spacing on this camera, and then it should work. And then it's done, near enough. It's mostly just a translation. So it's this part here, This just needs smoothing out. And then here, even this could be slightly smoother. I might be able to just keep that continuing to move rather than slowing down completely. Let's try that. Thanks so much for the comment. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying what we've been working on. I feel like a lot of what I've been doing is more problem solving and like layout changes rather than animation. But I guess it can still have its interest. But I think from an animation perspective, what Ajeet's doing today is way more exciting.
Animating a hungry dog.
Yes, Duncan, I am in the UK. Unfortunately, I am probably one of those people who is like a traitor to British people because I'm not a massive football person. I like it. I enjoy occasionally watching games, but my preference would be I'd rather be out there playing it than like I don't follow a team or anything. I used to, but mostly because I was joining friends. But yeah, I mean, if I had some friends who wanted to watch a game, I'd sit there and watch it with them, and I'd probably still get into it. But I don't actively like watch games myself.
Yes, Premier League is back. I watch football.
Nice.
Like,
who do you support?
in the Premier League, not anyone, because
That's
I follow Real Madrid, and
Gotcha.
But Premier League is definitely like a lot more exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Chelsea though. I think they're gonna do good this season.
Nice. That's who the majority of my friends support.
Oh, nice. I feel like they're gonna be underdog of this season.
This is working much better now. I'm feeling good about this. I'm just actually going to turn off the visibility of the ball just for this beat, so you can see how it plays out with the full staging and everything. So let's turn that off through that part. Then you can see where it continues. And then just for fun, let's rewind the animation a little bit so we can see what we've been doing recently. Yeah, I think from here works well. So the robot where she swings in here isn't currently loaded, but it is there.
Okay.
Comes down, she lands onto a car which also isn't loaded in. She jumps off of it. Drops down. Swings around the pole. Flips, swings under.
Yeah.
Lands down into the slide, where we're now going to have a menu. She lets go of the menu. Swings through. We see the body that she killed earlier. She runs past. She goes past the crowd, lands down, pops her collar, puts the olive into her mouth, flicks the olive, and then walks into the bar.
All right, yeah. Sounds like it's working.
Let's give it a play, and then yeah, we'll call it there.
Call it a day. And yeah, I got some good progress.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely adding the ear floppiness was the one that I was like missing a lot, I guess. Like just adding that makes it feel a lot better now.
Definitely.
Do you think it's a lot more punchy than the version that you saw?
Yes, it definitely has a bit more like weight to it. Let's put it in full
Nice.
screen so everyone can see it in its full glory.
Do that.
Go for it.
It's probably just gonna be my longest shot that I've ever animated, I guess.
Nice.
500
I
frames.
think on the final drop there, you could definitely push that more.
Right, yeah, feeling a little soft, right?
Yeah, I think you can push the contrast. There's like a massive stretch and then it really hits down quickly.
Right. Even this part is
That's really nice.
getting up a little too soon, I guess, and drag things. Yeah, just have to refine, I guess.
The scrambling is really nice though. I love where he's kicking his legs back, but his body still hasn't caught up yet.
I have recovered.
Yeah, really nice. It's super nice, dude.
Thanks, man. I'm actually excited for the later half. Like I want to finish this one and refine the performance. I feel like
For sure.
yeah, I'm having fun with the performance than the mechanic side of the shot.
Cool. Yeah, I think we'll call it there. So yeah, cheers everyone for tuning in, and yeah, do stay in the loop. So obviously you can subscribe and follow on Twitch. And if you don't already, you can also follow on Twitter. That's where I mostly post, and on LinkedIn for promotions. So when you know when the next stream is coming up. And if you would like to be involved, then please do reach out to me. And if you've got any personal projects that you're working on and you'd like to have on the stream, like we've just done with Ajeet today, then it'd be great to have you. And likewise, Ajeet, that goes to yourself. If you ever want to come back, you're more than welcome to, and I'd love to have you here back again.
Get some more progress in.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, in the meantime, everyone have a good day or night wherever you are, and we'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys.